Well, a very good day to you. Welcome to this week's episode of The Big Question. I'm a host here, Simon Irung, always joined in by the man himself, Professor Harman Manyora. How are you doing, sir?
Good, Simon.
You don't look so energetic today.
Yeah,
What's up? Are you sick?
I have a cold. Yeah.
You have a cold?
Yeah.
Things are going to be well, Prof.
No
Just
problem.
go get some flu gone,
Thank
maybe
you.
some home remedy, boil some
Yeah.
lemon.
Yeah.
You know these things, you know?
I know.
You should be the one educating me on these matters.
Correct.
Now, ever since William Ruto was announced president-elect of this country, life for some CSs has not been the same. Just to mention but a few names, Prof, we have the likes of Peter Munya, we have Fred Matiang'i, we have Joe Musheru. Things are not playing out the way they were supposed to play according to how they were seeing them. Okay, looking at someone like Peter Munya, Prof, he boycotted a meeting that was called by the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Prof, now Peter Munya skipping such a meeting, orders from the Deputy President where he was invited. This was a meeting that was supposed to address the issue of food in Kenya, Prof. Now, what do you read from this? Peter Munya skipping a meeting called by the Deputy President.
You know, those ministers are no longer ministers.
It's okay, but he
They're
was
just
invited.
nominally ministers,
But
just
he was
there because...
he was invited.
Yeah, you invite, but when you say boycott is a very strong word. It presupposes he deliberately chose not to. He deliberately refused, not even failed. To boycott is stronger than refuse. You can fail to attend because you have a reason. You can refuse to attend. You can boycott. Boycott is the strongest.
But
how do you know? We don't know.
Failing to attend this meeting, someone needs to send an apology. There was no apology.
The people who are telling us the side of their story. We haven't heard from Munya.
It is a few hours after, very many hours after he missed out. He has not given any explanation.
But he may not want to engage in exchanges with the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. So he can just choose to kill. If he tells them, I'm not able to attend because of 1, 2, 3, and they go ahead and announce other things to the public. If I'm Peter Munya, I wouldn't even bother. I just keep quiet. Okay. But how can you answer the Deputy President? Rigathi is the Deputy President of Kenya. Why would you enter into exchanges with him? Maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I don't know. But again, he could also ignore. So these guys are bothering me. Me, I'm going home.
Okay.
Me, I was supporting Raila. I don't think these people can run government. The sooner they bring another minister, I go home, the better. Yes, it's his right. He can look at Rigathi and he doesn't value him. You know, we must allow people to choose what they want to do. But if he was the minister substantive, then that will worry me. He's not even a minister in the first place.
Okay. Yeah. Now that brings us to the big question for today. What is the future for these CSs, these cabinet secretaries who oppressed the president and his campaign team, Prof?
Who oppressed who? I don't understand.
It's there. People are
who
saying Matiang'i.
Tell me
people
what you
like
mean by
Peter
oppressed?
Munya, they oppressed him. There was a time the deputy president was to fly to Tanzania. He was blocked from flying.
By who?
Fred Matiang'i.
From flying to Uganda. It was Uganda, I think. Do we know the reasons? The president, you see, it's very clear if you are a state officer, but more so if you are a cabinet minister at that level. You cannot get out of the country without the president saying so, without the authority of the president. So Matiang'i cannot stop a deputy president. Let's get it very clear.
Okay.
Matiang'i can execute the order, but he cannot stop the deputy president. So you should ask Uhuru Kenyatta why he was stopping Ruto from going. And what I heard was, these fellows are not cleared with the State House. Simple as that. Nobody who oppressed you. I've not seen anybody oppressing anybody.
Let me ask you this. Yes. Should these CSs suffer for things that they did not actually?
If they did anything wrong, if any Kenyan, including Uhuru Kenyatta, if they did anything illegal, they should face the law.
Okay.
If Matiang'i did anything illegal, he should face the law. But I don't buy the idea that they oppress Ruto. You know, when I hear that people say Ruto was oppressed, me, I wonder, if they were Raila now, what would they do? They will kill people. Look at what Raila went through. Look at what people like Matiba went through. Charles Rubia. Look at what people in Orengo went through. Can you compare this to what Kina Ruto have gone through? What has happened to Ruto?
But this
which day was he removed from his bed to go and sleep somewhere for even 2 hours? Guys who are there 9 years, Kina Raila in detention. Guys who are in Nyayo house with water reaching here and you are there. You pee there and you are forced to drink the same water. So what operation are people talking about? Some little inconvenience here. Well, let us not blow things out of proportion.
Prof, these are actions that actually were meant, people think that they were actions that were meant to prevent William Ruto from making further steps in this upcoming election.
Let me tell you. If a president wants to oppress you and you are the deputy president, there's so much he can do and people will see. So what is this thing that whoever did that we can say he oppressed Ruto? Stop using words loosely. You know, Ruto was looking for sympathy to get votes. Now he's the president. We cannot go there again.
Okay, now this point of William Ruto being oppressed, who do you think maybe came up with this narrative?
Of course, it's a narrative they generated to get votes, and it worked for them.
Who? William Ruto?
Ruto and his team, certainly. A lot of the votes they got were manufactured through sympathy, which is good. It's a strategy. I would use the same if it will work in my way. But there is no oppression Ruto went through. Because we have living examples of people who have suffered under presidents. I want to ask President Ruto and his team to begin governing. They have been given power to govern. They must start governing. This small drama here and there, dramatizing small things, they should stop that. Being populist, what? No. Govern. They must govern. No cabinet secretary can go to the airport without authority of the president. Even the airport will not allow him to go. So why are you dramatizing that which is already there? Yeah. Which minister? Which minister?
Is it a coincidence this memo is coming up at a time when Fred Matiang'i has...
Maybe they are learning government, but Ruto has been deputy president. He can't be said to be learning government. This cheapness they must stop. I saw this cheapness in 2002. When Kibaki won, people didn't even want to believe Moi would give power. He had done everything to show them he will hand over power. People like him, they were behaving like children, running all over. The president and the government have set aside a day for inauguration of Kibaki. They have invited dignitaries. The guys are in a hurry. They can't believe it will happen. So they did a hurried swearing in on 30th of December, I think. So only Museveni, Mukapa, and 1 or 2. And there were many who were going to come. Because we were showing the world that these strong men of Africa, from Malawi, Kamuzu Banda, Kenneth Kaunda, Daniel Arap Moi, were able to hand over power. So it is an event many people were willing to witness. But look at the juvenile approach. They were rushing to go and process KICC. But that I could understand. But now, Ruto has been part of government. Uhuru has handed over power. Raila is in his house. So these juvenile things and excitement, I don't understand where it's coming from. These people must now concentrate on governing. We don't have time for sideshows. No. This country has problems we must solve. We want to support President William Ruto, Deputy President Gachagua and their government. We want to support them 100% to deliver for this country. But how do we support people who are engaged in this sort of juvenile things?
From what you're saying, Prof, if an individual decides to work with the government, it is okay?
It's okay.
And if the government agrees to work with the government,
even
it is okay?
Even me, they think I'm Azimio, but if they give me a job, I'll do for them.
Now let me bring up this issue of the Azimio team, Prof, yes, where they're furious to some of their MPs who are actually shifting over to the other side. Then what's the issue with that? Because politics is about interest.
No, you see, a member of parliament is elected on a particular party ticket. The assumption here is that you believe in the ideology of that party. You believe in the approach to governance. So when you lose, you should stick to your side to oversight, to oversight, not even oversight, to kind of ensure, to keep the other side on their toes, to ensure that they are delivering for the people of Kenya. And in the event of extreme failure, you are prepared to take over. So crossing over of an MP is cheapness. They should not be in parliament. They should go home.
And that of a cabinet secretary?
That's different. Those are technical. Those are people going to work. It's a job. But a member of parliament belongs to a party, and the party has a way of looking at things, an ideology. You have to be with them. If, however, you find you can no longer be with them, you are allowed. Leave, but leave parliament.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the lawyers William Ruto's lawyers say a last-minute appointment by ICT CS Joe Musheru must be revisited. Some of the people are taking this to the social media, saying that the William Ruto government is going to punish some of these CSs, Prof. Is that how you're seeing it?
You can punish people if they have broken the law. William Ruto does not have the power to punish people. It is the courts of law which will punish people. It's not even a punishment. They just jail you or fine you or set you free. But it will be on the basis of breaking the law, violating the law. Not because you supported Raila. No. Supporting Raila cannot be the basis for the government dealing with you. No. The people will deal with you on the basis of breaking the law. If as a minister, cabinet secretary, you broke the law, then they will deal with you. If you are breaking the law because of Uhuru is no longer there with you, you'll face the music yourself. But if Joe Musheru used the powers bestowed on him by the laws of this country to appoint somebody, there's nothing you can do about it. If you remove him, it is you who can go home.
What if these last-minute decisions were meant to promote a certain...
There are no last-minute decisions. When somebody in the office, they are in the office until the last time. The President of the Republic of Kenya has the power to appoint anybody until the election results are announced. Then he goes into the lame duck period, the temporal incumbents. At that time, the Constitution stipulates clearly what he can do and what he cannot do. He cannot sack a minister. He cannot appoint a minister. He cannot can't exercise the power of mercy. There's a period, and what you cannot do and what you can do. So long as that line has not been crossed, that is your problem. You saw Trump making appointments until the last day and exercising the power of mercy. Pardon.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, Prof, if these last-minute rush decisions were made to promote a certain candidate, is that something to revisit?
What do you do? If somebody has been given a 3-year contract, what do you do? If you want to remove him, look at the processes. What does the law say about removing somebody? You don't just wake up one day and say, oh, because you are appointed by somebody who was supporting Raila Odinga, now go home. No, this is not... The point to make here, this country does not belong to anybody. Not the president, not the minister, nobody. This country belongs to Kenyans. If you are a president, we have given you the power to govern. Not to own the country, to govern. You govern according to the law, in accordance with the law of the land. The law of the land will not allow you to send somebody home if he was hired fairly and given a fair contract.
Okay.
But the same laws of the land allow you to review such appointments. If you find there were irregularities, to follow due process to remove those people. Simple.
Let's leave it at that.
Correct.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to The Big Question here at Professor Harman Manyora. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend who is going to tell a friend. And perhaps by the end of this or next year, we're going to reach a million subscribers. Then we're going to get the golden button.
That's what we should do.
Well, to do have this conversation again, enjoy the rest of your day.